Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is superpower. Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are fine. Dr. Carl Menninger was one of the famous psychiatrists of United States of America. And one day he was delivering session to the audience. Then one of the member from the audience raised the question to the Carl Menninger. Here is the question that if someone who is having nervous breakdown comes to you, then what you will do? Carl Menninger paused for some time, and audience thought that Menninger would advise drugs, medicines, and counseling. But surprisingly, the answer was somewhat different. Can you think? So, surprisingly, the answer was somewhat different, and Menninger said to the audience that if someone with nervous breakdown comes to me and report for the first time, then I will ask the person to move on other side of the planet and help anyone who is in dire need. And in this way, you will come out of your problem. So this is the small story which is highlighting the importance of self-esteem in life. Now we will learn what are the tips for raising the self-esteem in life. So please be with me till the end of the post. Now, what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is what you feel about yourself. It's your opinion and thinking about yourself. And basically, there are two types of self-esteem, that is high self-esteem and low self-esteem. So why I'm talking about the self-esteem? As you know that happiness and self-esteem are closely related to each other. If you are having a very high self-esteem in your life, then definitely those people who are having higher self-esteem in life, they are more confident, they are more happy, they are more productive in their organization. So having high self-esteem is very much important in life, and that's why I'm talking about this video. That's why I told you a small story about the Carl Menninger. Now, how you can raise the self-esteem in your life. So today I'm going to suggest you 5 tips for raising the high self-esteem in life, and the tip number one is read the autobiography of the people who have turned their weakness into success. The people who have turned their weakness into success are the best example for raising the self-esteem in life. You may read the biography of Steve Jobs, you may read the biography of famous music composer Beethoven. Now tip number 2 is, I have quoted the example of Carl Menninger. So tip number 2 is do something for the people who cannot repay you in cost, cash or kind. So doing something for the people who cannot repay you in cash and kind, it is one of the effective way of building high self-esteem in life. You can become a volunteer in any blood donation camp or any relief camp, or you can help the birds, or you can help animals. So even if when you do such type of act, even no one is observing you, but still you are observing yourself and you will raise in your own eyes. So this is the tip number 2, help the people who cannot repay you in cash and kind, and it is one of the effective way of building high self-esteem in life. So this was about the tip number 2. Now tip number 3 is learn to give genuine compliments. If someone is a good writer, or if someone is a good poet or good singer, and if you came to know about his quality, then never forget to give the genuine compliments, and never forget to receive the genuine compliments. So giving and receiving compliment, it is also one of the effective way of building high self-esteem in life. Now tip number 4 is practice self-discipline. Self-discipline means preparing yourself for something difficult or unpleasant situations, like getting up early in the morning or going regularly in gym. These are the important parts of the self-discipline, and if you practice self-discipline, then definitely your self-esteem would go high. But that was the tip number 4. Now I will going to talk about the tip number 5, that is set goals. Setting goals in the life is very much important in life, and if you set goals in your life, then it will also help in boosting your self-esteem, because once you set goals, you will set your objectives, you will set your targets, and it is also one of the effective way of building high self-esteem in life. And what is more important is that setting goal is good, but establish the systems. because establishing the system is very much important in achieving the goal. Because so setting goals in life is very much important in building high self-esteem in life. And last but not least, that is tip number 5 is you should always be in a company of good people or people with high moral character. Because as it is rightly said that a man is known by the company he keeps. So these are the 5 tips of building high self-esteem in life. I hope that you have gained some clarity on the subject. Please let me know in the comment box below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. If you think that content is informative, then you can share this post in other WhatsApp group. Thank you for listening to me so patiently. Bye for now.